Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the STiKS Live. I have a very colorful cast of guests today. We've got Goalie TV coming from behind the scenes because he wanted to show his face, and Landon, also known as Mr. Rostermania, and Rondez Fox, the caster of 10 Hours Straight from yesterday on the ESR. But we're going to go around. I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves and say what affiliations they have in the community. And then when it comes back to me, after me, I'm going to hand it over to Landon for the opening question of the day. I will start with Landon, and then Fox, and then Goldie.
Oh, wow.
And
He's going to throw it to me. I see.
That's correct.
All right. What is up, guys? My name is Landon, a.k.a. Air Landon. By the way, I just hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Woo!
Thank you very much. Along with YouTube, I do stream, do a lot of different stuff in the community. I also tweet out Rostermania news. It's great. It's an amazing Twitter. I agree, because it's mine. And yeah, it's really just about it. I make a lot of content and have a lot of cool announcements coming soon regarding possible placings, not placings, possible places I could be going. So
What?
stay tuned. I don't know.
Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right.
Fox?
I happen to know what that is too. What's going on, guys? Fox, I'm a caster. I'm also an MLG TV streamer here at mlg.tv/Fox. I have a YouTube channel you should definitely check out, uploading daily content that I work pretty hard on. So if you want to support me at all, feel free. My Twitter is right below my face. I'm also a member of the STiKS. Love doing this every week. It's a whole lot of fun, and it's a good opportunity for me. So I enjoy showing up every time. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. We got lots of great stuff planned for you.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name's Goalie, producer of the show. For the second week in a row, I am on, and I do not know why. The person above me is an extreme detriment and can't get a guest, so...
That's you, Kingdom. You're above him.
Ooh.
Get it, you're
Shots
above him.
fired. Oh, wow.
Hey.
Wow. Okay. I run Katia Sportspedia. I'm currently tweeting out the show on the STiKS Live. And yeah, I'm
Your
here.
tweet that.
On the tweet decks, and yeah, I pretty much don't have anything else to say. So, Kingdom, Soldier, up to you, Detriment.
All right. My name is Kingdom, and I do some stuff not on YouTube or on Twitch, but I tweet every once in a while. Yeah, my content has been lacking, and I'll maybe put up a video or something like that to tell you guys why, or I'll stream, and you guys can ask me questions. Or you can ask me on the questions from Twitter for today's STiKS. You never know, and you can get your information. But you can use the code KINGDOM for your G Fuel. You can use the code STiKS for your scuff, or you can use the code STiKS for your G Fuel. We just give you multiple options like that. Love both of our sponsors. They're both very awesome. We gave away some mystery G Fuel last week, and I believe it's already been sent out. And if any of you guys have tasted it in the chat, let me know what you think of it, because I like it. But let me know what you guys think of it. I know that Goalie wishes he had some, but
I actually do have some.
All the time. So
Dude, Mr. G Fuel?
how did you get it?
I ordered it.
Buy it.
What code did you use?
I used code Censor, 40% off. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure a grip.
Whoa.
I will say this. I still have never used the STiKS code. I will say that I've never used it, but it's because there's always a damn sale. Get a STiKS 40% off.
Why do you hate us? Just tell me why you hate me, Goalie.
Well, maybe Landon will fly to Mexico for the girl of his dreams, and then we'll get a stick 40%.
Yeah.
No, Kingdom.
Anything's
Kingdom's gonna
possible.
take Kingdom. You're gonna go on a road trip with your kids down there. Kingdom
To
40.
Mexico?
Yeah.
I might only come back with 2 of them. That wouldn't work out. One of them will get stolen or something.
What?
Yeah, Fox would get stolen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could take Fox. He could be the black guy in the movie that dies.
Father-son trip. It's
Be
a
the-
different excursion.
The token dead black guy.
You always do this.
Holy- They're actually right next to each other.
All
He
right.
told him to go to his room, so that's where it is.
Don't tell anybody. I'm gonna go break that guitar during the next commercial break. All right, so I'm gonna hand it over to Landon. I think I said everything I needed to say. Yeah, I did. I'm gonna hand it over to Landon for the question of the day.
Thank you. I got it now. All right, guys. So I have the question of the week, and I always come up with these on the spot. And the question of the week this time is: at any time in competitive Call of Duty history, what was your favorite roster of players? Like, so a team together at any point in time in the past, all these guys had to be playing. 4 of these guys had to be playing at the exact same time on the exact same teams. You can't just pick like, oh, I want Rambo from Black Ops 2, Miracles from Black Ops 3. I don't need it's not a thing yet, but a certain team at any point in time. I have mine. I can go first if I want to or if I need to. Does anyone have theirs ready? Their favorite roster of all time?
100%. I already got
Fox,
mine.
you have
I got mine
yours?
Ready?
too.
I'm gonna sound like the biggest fanboy ever,
That's fine.
but Black Ops 2 Optic Gaming, when it was Nade, Scump, Big T, J-Cap.
Oh, really? With
How
JCap and not
original a
Merc?
response is that, right? What?
JCap and not Merc?
Yeah, J-Cap.
Interesting.
Just saying. So how original of a response is that, right? No, but I want to hear what you guys have.
Not bad.
I'm gonna
Not
say.
bad. Kingdom has a better.
Oh,
Wait, did you say
wait,
best?
wait.
Was the question best or favorite? Because
Favorite,
that's different.
I
Oh,
thought.
no, your favorite.
Favorite.
Oh, okay, cool. Then we're safe.
No, we can obviously say the best. But
Yeah.
go ahead, goalie.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say the original TK roster of Theory, Gunjar, Neslo, and Sharp Perino.
Interesting.
One of the reasons was because I remember watching a scrim. It was Solar Hardpoint. TK was just playing Complexity or someone. I have no clue who it was. But Neslo got full streaks, and he missed the streaks both times. And I tweeted at him saying, Neslo, homie, you got to practice your Hellstorm missiles. And he laughed on stream because of that, so. That's why. No other reasons.
This is hard. So, both of my squads would probably have Big T, Merc, and Rambo. It just depends on whether I say the other person is either JCap or Scump. So I came into Call of Duty competitively and started really watching it in Black Ops 1, and that was when they had Cap, and I just loved that team. I fell in love with it. I would watch Firing Range CTF for hours. But I really became the Optic fanboy everybody used to call me back in Modern Warfare 3. And that was when Black Ops 1, I watched most of the competitions, but I came into it, so I missed some. In Modern Warfare 3, when Scump was on the team, I probably watched every single event, even though they were EGLs and all that kind of stuff. And that was when I started to actually enjoy playing competitively and not just pubs. And my shot got a lot better. So I can dominate in pubs now. I'm a detriment when it comes to league and stuff like that because people just have a better shot than I do and they can use their exo abilities better or whatever, fly around the map. But my shot got a lot better in Modern Warfare 3. I started actually trying, and I have a friend named Shao that taught me a lot of stuff. So I'm going to say Big T, Merc, Rambo, Scump is my favorite roster of all time.
You almost got mine. I was really nervous. I was like, please don't say mine. Please don't say mine. But mine was back in Black Ops 1, a very dominating team, which was Optic Gaming. Big T, Rambo, Merc, and JCap. JCap to me was definitely the best player in Black Ops 1, and it was only just normal to watch them. It wasn't like in Black Ops 1, I didn't watch it obviously as much as I do now, but I was still involved in some way. But that team to me was just like, you knew that they were going to win. And some like Rambo was such a smart player. He was really, really good. Big T was dominant. The FAMAS was definitely JCap's gun of choice, and he melted just about every single person alive with it. And there was no one who could really. I mean, there were teams at times who could contest, like what was that, like a Quantic Leverage at the time? You know, the group of young guns with like Proof, Scum.
There was there was a lot of good, and they're these days those teams can't last. But there was a lot of good orgs that had. There was just it seemed like the player pool was spread out pretty well. It is these days as well, but a lot of the new teams, once they appear, and we've always said this, like E6, you know, all these teams, like they don't last very long, and they split up, and then their players go everywhere, and then you know it's like, ooh, who are these guys? Who's this Nagafin? And you know, it's like these players don't stay on the same teams, and it's really hard to keep track of them. But back in the day, I don't know, I liked Black Ops 1. I liked the different teams that you saw, and it didn't seem like the same teams were at the top all the time. But you know, nowadays it's just whatever team Crimsix is on.
Like if you just like announce your favorite team, like right now, if I announced like how long the team that I liked would be together, probably like 4, 5, 6 months. Now it's like, oh, my favorite team was like for that 1 week. It was like you know, CK roster when
TJ Halley was on there.
And Ghosts whenever Saints and Parasite were on Optic Gaming. That was really good.
Yeah, that was
I do want to point out though.
Man.
I do want to point out that I was the only one that did not say an Optic team.
That's true.
Fanboys.
And you're the only one with the green.
I don't have.
I'm the only one with the green wall behind me.
Not only do I not want
Okay,
a favorite
you know what?
team, I shouldn't have a favorite team as a caster.
I'm getting rid of my green
I mean,
wall. Screw you guys. I'm getting rid of it.
I also really like the complexity team. Like that was like my second choice. Like as much as I like didn't like them in some way just because of how cocky they were, it was so much fun watching, like seeing like are they going to continue their streak? Like how good will Crim 6 be? Like it was just so frustrating. But watching it, like looking back now at it, and it was like that was so much fun watching them like together, like their streams and their communicate. Like they were on a completely another level in Black Ops 2 whenever it came to like knowing stuff about the game like that. Yeah, that's definitely like a choice that I wouldn't have thought of back then, but like now looking at it like from a wide perspective, complexity is definitely in my top list. And I'm not saying EG, I'm saying complexity.
No, I agree. Cole was a good squad. They were a very memorable team, and they made everybody rethink the game. They changed the way other teams played and the way they made Roster Mania have to happen. Like it was just they were that good. And
well, it did happen with Furico for a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, this Optic squad is doing the same thing. So they're making teams just keep trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. You want to go and move on to the next topic? I said that you're in charge of this one.
Hola!
There you go. Okay. I had no idea how we're going to tackle this one.
So, if anybody... Okay, so I know there's only 130-something of you guys here, and there's plenty of reason for that. There's other stuff happening. I'm not going to say what, but if any of you didn't know, like, the way that this whole thing went down, if you didn't watch Censor's video, to do a really small recap, is like basically Censor gave the ability to, I think it was Apex, I don't remember who it was, because there was a competition they had and he lost, and they got to tweet whatever they wanted from his Twitter. And so they tweeted, "I love porn," and it was like one of his greatest tweets ever. Like the amount of retweets and favorites it got was ridiculous. And so somewhere in the comments, somebody tweeted a picture of this lady, Yannette, I think her last name's Garcia, Yannette Garcia.
Yes.
And she was just like this. Like you couldn't really see how her body and everything that everybody now is posting on Twitter like crazy, but she was just kind of like this, like smiling. And Censor said, "This is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, and I would love to meet her." And all these people started tweeting at him saying who it was. Now, Landon, you said at that point she had 13,000 followers?
She had like, it was around 11 to like 13K followers. I know that for sure. It was around that margin. Yeah.
Okay, so 11 to 13,000 followers. And somehow they get in contact on Twitter. Censor tells her to DM him, and then they do whatever in the DMs, and he tells her to slide the DMs. And they talk in the DMs, and Censor then announces that he's going to Mexico to meet this girl. It's like a dream come true. Now, at the same time, because of all this attention, her Twitter blew up. And all the pictures, she started to trend. Censor was trending. And as a result, like, I talked to my wife about this. She doesn't know who the heck Censor is or about his part of this story. But she knew who Yannette was because she's like, oh, yeah, that girl who's been all over social media. Because my wife's not on Twitter, but she's, like, all over social media that, like, looks pretty. And she does the weather in Mexico. And I was like, yeah. I was like, well, here's what happened. And I told my wife the whole story. But I think it's pretty amazing that Censor took the risk to go and do this. He flew to Mexico. We saw a lot of pictures. It looked like they were getting along, having fun. He put up a video of them in a paddle boat. I wonder how it was, because it didn't seem like she spoke English. In a lot of the clips I saw, she was kind of like speaking Spanish to him and teaching him words. So I'm sure that was fun for Censor, but I'm proud of Censor, fellow Team Gamma member. Like I saw him on television dancing and putting on
that was
silky Mexican hat and
let me see if I can actually find that.
I was floored by the fact that he went all in. Like Censor went over there and was like, you know what? He's like, a lot of people talk about my thumbs and used to make fun of me for being a nerdy gamer. Not as much because he's, ripped now and people are like, oh, well, let's stay away from him. He might have muscles or something. But people used to clown him all the time for being a little nerdy gamer. And he's come full circle. And it looked like he had a lot of fun. He put up a video saying they're editing the content and he's going to put up a full video, like a recap vlog of what happened. But I think it's awesome. And I think it was actually good for the community as well. And then, of course, like Goalie said, they put out Censor 40. Gamma jumped on it, and his popularity at the moment. They put out the Censor 40 code, and people went crazy and bought a whole bunch of mystery G Fuel.
Holy crap, that's genius.
It was very genius. They flooded the market with mystery G Fuel. And so Landon placed this question on the show document. And so Censor said this is one of the craziest things he's ever done. Like, this is one of the craziest things he's ever done in his life, which I agree with. So, within reason and sensibility, I will ask you guys, what is the craziest thing you've ever done? And I will start with Landon, since he put the question in the show document.
You'd think that I would have had a answer ready. Whenever you were like, I was thinking, I was like smart of the question right before you said it, and I was like, okay, let's go back in my mind, let's retrace my steps. To be honest, like, I haven't done anything like that crazy. Like, I'm not that, reckless, not young and reckless or anything like that. But there was one time, I would say, like, whenever I was in high school. If you guys don't know, I'm a sophomore in college now. But when I was in high school, I'm gonna say like I was a sophomore or junior, and me and my two friends, it was like, I'm gonna say like maybe 2 a.m. We didn't know what to do, and so we decided to go out. It was like during the time of like in your guys' states and whatnot, you have people like running for state senate, or like all these signs like vote for me for city council and stuff, random stuff like that and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided to get every single sign in every single sign that was like in people's yards, like really big signs. Like we did like 5 or 6 trips in a truck, put all the signs in there, and like went to like our main bank, which is like massive. It's like basically on a high perch, looks like a mansion. And in the middle of the night, we put all those signs and like filled up the entire thing. And then the next morning, like the cops were there and they were like curious, like what had happened. But we just put a bunch of signs there, like massive signs of like, you can see like the big elephant, of Republicans, like big donkey signs, like all near, like on the windows and stuff. And it was really, really funny to say the least. We never get caught. So, but hopefully no one from my town police are watching this, because it was me. It was me. That's all that happened. Me. That was probably one of the. Yeah, that was a very scary night, because it was 3 a.m, but cops are still around, and we managed to get away with it. So it's probably one of the craziest things I've ever done.
I love getting away with stuff at 3 a.m.
Whoa.
Fox.
I think I'm gonna. I can't come up with any stories that are appropriate for the STiKS show, so I think I'm just gonna opt out of this question.
Wow.
Honestly, that's a fair thing to say. I don't know, man. Probably the craziest thing I've ever done is stop.
Wrong with Wikipedia?
Is no, but it's literally stop going to college, stop going to school, and do what I'm doing full time right now. Like, I know that's not like a short-term thing or a thing you do in one night or a weekend, but what I'm doing right now is absolutely stupid. To not be going to school and trying to make Codpedia and the STiKS and anything else, my stream, whatever. That's the craziest thing I've done.
Well, the greatest risk is not taking one, so you made the smart choice.
All right, I guess it's pretty safe to say this is, of the things that I can share, this is definitely the craziest I've done. I've, becoming a caster and everything like that is not something I would have expected. For a long time, I just wanted to be a pro player, or at least be a full-time live streamer, and I got something that I feel like is much more sustainable and reliable, and it's going to be that can become something much more sustainable and reliable than becoming a pro player or a full-time streamer. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where casting takes me in the next year, and awesome, live stream, because I got some awesome people behind me that are willing to let me do this crazy thing that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Craziest thing I did. Well, if I want to answer like Goalie, I can be like, I had 3 children. That was
just no. For Kingdom's answered, go watch the Kingdom story, which you should finish at some point in your life. But yeah,
on a super big
Kingdom story has probably 7,452 stories of mine of all the crazy things I've done. But the craziest thing I've done. Oh, jeez. Well, I can say something when I was a kid because I don't know if I put this in the Kingdom story. But when I was in 5th grade, 6th grade. No, I was in middle school, so I think I was in 7th grade, and I was getting suspended a lot, just doing stupid stuff. And so one of the things I did is I took a rubber band and I had a paper clip. It was one of those colored paper clips, the big, like green ones, and I folded it over and made it into like it was like an arrow, like so it was like this. It looked like this, and it was like the green paper clip. And I put the rubber band on it and pulled it back, and I was playing around with it and shooting it around the room, and I made the stupid decision to grab one, and I waited, and my teacher I don't know if she bent over to pick up one of my paper clips. I don't know what she was doing, but my teacher bent over in front of the class, and I shot her right in her bottom. And everyone in the class pointed right at me when she turned around. I got suspended for a week for that, which I thought was unnecessary, but that was all of my other stories are like bad, getting arrested and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just say that was the craziest. Oh wait,
dude, I almost got arrested twice. That must suck to actually get arrested.
I've been arrested multiple. Yeah.
I'm gonna say though that in the chat, I'm gonna basically said that your answer should be I got married.
Hey, marriage is dope. I've been married for 12 years. I love it.
Hey, there you go.
Having someone to come home to every day and not being by myself, getting to watch movies and TV with someone, and not always having to cook my own food or buy my own groceries. I mean, to be honest, like it's a good partnership if it works. Like, to be honest. Sorry to be the downer and tell you guys that marriage is cool.
That's all I was going to say. It's nice to hear someone.
Like, that's not what you do in the gaming community.
I don't know if it's just like for the purpose of a conversation, but so many people, like when you mention something about marriage, the first thing they say is something always negative. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a joke to like for the conversation. I'm glad that you said something positive. That's awesome.
Yeah, people do say it just because it's what they think everybody wants to hear. But
yeah,
to be honest, we've been together for 16 years. We've been married for 12. I like it. But I would say there was this is a crazy story, but when my kid was 6 months or 7 months years old, and it's raining outside. I'm carrying him in my arm, and I'm running towards the car, and I slip in the grass. And I'm talking about slip to where, like, I stepped on a skateboard slip, so I went, like, horizontal in the air, and I'm holding him. And so if I didn't let go of him, I would have literally just landed on my back and my head and probably gotten really hurt. So what I did was I waited till I got right close to the ground, and then I rolled him off my arm, and he rolled underneath the car. So I land flat on my back in the pouring rain, and I rolled my 7-month-old son, who's screaming at this point, underneath my Nissan.
Oh, stop! I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Oh man, I don't even know why why did that story hit me so hard, dude? That was weird. Oh no, my mind went to the worst. Like the worst thing happened to this kid.
No, he's fine.
Wow, that sucks though.
And then I went and I grabbed him from under the car. I pulled him immediately. My wife just heard me scream, and she's standing on the other side of the car not knowing what's going on. And I pick him up. I run back under the porch, and I'm looking at him because he's a 7-month-old. He was our first kid, so at that point we didn't know that kids are hard to break. Like, I'll tell you guys that tip, kids are really hard to like permanently destroy. Like, you can drop them from really high distances.
Let me write this down. Hold on.
They survive. And so I grab him, I run under the porch, and I look at him, and I'm like looking at him, I'm like, is he okay? Is he okay? He's screaming his head off, but he was fine. And basically what happened is, because I waited so long and released him from my arm, he basically just rolled off my arm straight onto the ground under the car. Didn't get hurt under the car because he was so little. So it was. I've seen other things. I've seen my kid fall down 8 stairs. That was scary. I mean, things happen when you have children, but that was one of my most craziest stories. Was when I had to make a decision in midair within a split second of what to do with my kid, or break my back. It was a very hard decision, but that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah,
That's my thing. All right, I think we're going to take a quick commercial break. Haggy joined Optic. Oh my gosh, who put that in there?
Confirmed. Landon has all the intel.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back and we're going to talk about all these ridiculous rosters and the new ones that just popped up today. So we'll see you guys on the other side of 90 seconds.
Okay, apparently I'm the only one that's moving.
I moved afterwards. I was like,
I was like, how long is it gonna take goalie to say something?
I should have just sat here and waited for you guys to say something.
Nade Shot's job, man. This guy, the sub from you, Fox. His name.
Yeah, he's my dude.
Yeah.
Where's he still in the chat? He's still in chat, right? I thought he said he had to go.
No, he's still in the chat. Nade Shot.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
All right, Lando Calrissian is gonna take over talking about the roster.
why did I just do that? I just did like the MySpace thing. Anyway, all right, guys, we're gonna talk about the final rosters coming into season 3. Talk about some confirmed. Actually, all these are confirmed changes. We're gonna go over every single thing that's happened, and then go over the stuff that happened today. So speaking on since last episode, or actually the stuff that happened before last episode. So Prophecy, Apathy, Aqua, and Octane declared free agency. As far as SB goes, all of them declared free agency. That was after the relegation tournament. All this stuff is. Merc also declared free agency from AR. TCM, Mad Cat announces his release. He's been released from TCM. And a couple people from Threes Up announced they're also declaring free agency. So for the stuff that's happened since the last episode, there's been a lot of stuff that's went down. But starting it off, Envy has announced they have officially released Proofy, Saints, and Teep. Elevate acquired Apathy and Saints. Envy also announced their new roster of Looney, Octane, Aqua, and JCap, which Kingdom might have known that entire roster. We don't know yet. Stunner announced Baker, Dimmy, Stringo, and another player onto their team. TK announced today that they have officially released Goonjar and TJ. What? That was pretty surprising. I would say whenever I saw that, I was like waiting to see if someone else would tweet out before me. So I didn't like tweet out something wrong. That was kind of surprising to me. But the big news today, TK announced their new roster of Nameless, Sharp, Theory, and Neslo. Rise announced their new roster of Goonjar, Tej, Chino, and Wheats. And TCM finish off the day, the final thing of Roster Mania for this evening. TCM announced their new roster of Moose, Jerd, Aches, and Teep, the most decorated duo in Call of Duty history, together once again on the TCM roster. Definitely would have not predicted TCM to be the roster they would go to if I would have thought about it this couple weeks ago. But I have some roster questions for you guys. Some roster questions Kingdom thinks are hilarious.
Somebody
so
tweeted
fun.
me, man, I hope he's not watching the show. Somebody tweeted me, he has an interview with goalie and he's scared. He must be trying out to be do something for COD PD.
You should be scared.
Oh, should I respond with that?
Yeah.
No, I should link you to the tweet and then he'll be really scared. All right, go ahead, Landon. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was gonna ask you guys opinions on the new Envious squad. I was curious, what do you guys think about the new Envy team? I believe they're playing Opti Gaming right now. I'm not sure what the series is at, but it's pretty close from what I've seen. But the roster of Envy, Looney, Octane, Aqua, and JCap. Obviously, as we know, JCap kind of the support player. Aqua, a very, very good and annoying player to play against. Octane's going to be that statue AR, and Looney just a very dominant sub. Any opinions on the new Envy roster? Anyone?
I like it. I like it a lot.
You like it?
I like it a lot. Actually,
What do you like about it?
at Tasmo actually came in my stream the night that they made the roster change, and we had talked about it for a little bit. Because the one question I had for him though was that why bring back JCap? And his reasoning for it was that they need that veteran leader on that team, especially if you're bringing Aqua and Octane onto the team. You need that veteran leadership. But I don't know. Aqua's amazing. Octane really impressed me in season 2. He was the only reason until Merc joined Justice that I actually watched Justice. Or I enjoyed watching Justice play. I don't know. They're both good players, and then keeping Looney on the squad I think was a very good idea. He was by the end of like that short stint for the last the season 2 Envy roster, he was the one that was playing the best by far.
I think Octane was second in overall KD for season 2 behind Temp, I think. So
Yeah, he was top 5 in the relegation KD as well.
Dude's a beast. I don't know, like Octane is probably one of my favorite up-and-coming players. And to add on to Aqua, who's just kind of objective-minded, but Aqua to me is the most annoying player to play against. Like if you watch him, he'll like challenge the most random things at times to like just surprise people. He also is on the flank a lot. Like he just does stuff that's very annoying to play against. But yeah, new MV roster, I think it's gonna be pretty good. JCat was kind of our surprising things, like what goalie said, and you have that leadership and also that support. JCat can definitely bring that. So I'm asking you guys this: opinions on the new Elevate team. If you guys know the new Elevate squad, it's basically Apathy, Saints, Slacked, and Classic. The biggest deal that's going on right now is will the factor that they don't have an AR hurt them in any way? Because they don't have a primary, bow player. All of them are usually sub players, ASM1 and whatnot. Do you guys think that the bow not being used for them, will that hurt them?
Could
I can comment on that a little bit too.
Yeah, go ahead. Because I was gonna say, don't they have at least 2 players that could play bow?
They have Apathy and Saints it's Slacked can also run the bow, but they were talking about it last night. I was listening to Slacked. I think it was during the 2K, and they were talking about how Apathy was going to run the bow or they were going to try out Apathy running the bow on most maps, like especially on Solar Hardpoint. And I think the rest were going to use 3 SMGs. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
see, I personally would have preferred Slack to rock the AR.
Me too.
I think honestly,
Saints and App with an ASM1, it's over. Like that would be a good.
Well, I think the only the problem to me with this squad is how inconsistent they are. Like that's the main factor to me, along with the fact they don't have a dominant AR like on their team for sure. Like Saints to me is the perfect player to add on to this team because of how consistent he actually is. Like, I think like since the beginning of Ghosts, he hasn't had a negative KD like ever since then. But along with like Slack, you'll see him go off at times and also be bad at times. Classic, we've seen him go off at points, and we've also seen him like do really well, like or do bad at times. Like to me, this team is very, very inconsistent, especially Apathy. You'll see Apathy whenever he's at his best be like a top 5 player, and when he's not, you won't even see anyone or even him mentioned at all. So to me, this team could be very inconsistent, but I think having Saints on the team can maybe bring them up. But along with the bow, I think they're a pretty good team. I've heard a lot of people say they're just going to run 4 SMGs. That's not going to work. I don't know.
I think, to be honest,
Slack can use a bow.
Yeah, I think Slack should use the bow. I think that what everybody says about Apathy, including like when Merc was on and said that, App's problem is that he doesn't talk. He just can shut down. And I honestly think that it depends on the team he's on. I think Apathy, we haven't been able to see it, but he reminds me of like Imbos in the sense that when he has these huge egos on his team, it actually for some reason it really hurts his consistency because when he's doing bad, he gets screamed and yelled at. I don't see anybody on this team doing that, like actually yelling at Brian. Like he has more championships than all of them, right?
Who did you say?
Apathy. You have more championships than all these guys?
Maybe him and Saints are probably tied.
Him and Saints are either tied or he has more. And so I think, winnings wise and what Apathy's been able to do with his career, I think this team, they're almost like when Imbos goes and gets on one of those, I think Apathy, if they put him in the right position and give him the right weapon, he's going to go off. If they put the ball in his hands, he'll be fine, but it's just not the best for him in my opinion.
Just someone I'd rather have in the hill with a sub. You can always rely on players like him and Saints with ASM1s in the hill.
Oh my God,
I would
Saints
always.
With ASM1 is just.
That's what I'm saying. So sure he can fill that role for them, but is that really like a good use of your resource? You know what I mean?
You're gonna see happy Apathy, and you're gonna see, in my opinion, you're gonna see a happy Apathy, and hopefully a consistent Apathy. And I told him yesterday on Twitter that I like this team for him because every team he keeps getting on, it's like. I'm like, how do you keep ending up with like Aches and Parasite? And I was like, stop getting on these teams, like where you're with people who drive you bananas. Like if I were him, I would have stayed with Doug only because, and I know Doug has complained about Apathy as well. But they can kind of Doug's at a new place in his life, and
Doug is extremely positive compared to
extremely positive. Everybody else Apathy's played with.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, to be honest with you guys, I think they finish top 8. I think they make playoffs. Where do they finish in there? I don't know. I think they could this team could be 5th in my opinion.
I can see that.
They definitely make playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think absolutely. That's whenever you have Apathy and like just look at the roster. Like whenever I first saw them, like regardless of what guns they run, I was like, oh my God, this team looks really good. And I tweeted out, and I got a lot of hate for this, but I could care less. I put possibility of a powerhouse with the new image that they had. And I thought that was a good tweet, to be honest, but everyone was like, no, they don't have an AR player. They don't have that designated bow. And I agree with that. I think you need to have a designated bow. The best teams usually have a strong bow. You look at Optic Gaming, there's formal denial at a certain point in time when they won champs. Clayster, like you just look at the teams who are usually very good. They have a very dominant bow or players who can run in and out with that bow. And I'm really excited to see Saints and Apathy back on the same team together because they were on the Strictly Business team, one of their teams they were on, and I absolutely loved them on that squad. I actually watched them win a championship.
Slack was using the bow even when Temp was on the team with the old Elevate roster. He would use it every now and then, even on Detroit. So
Someone said
he's a hybrid player, and now we just have to hope that he can. Elevate fans out there, you just have to hope that Slack can make that transition into the main AR. When you need someone to beat a player like Clayster or Slash or whatever, a formal.
Well,
you need to have someone.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. Let me just ask you this, Fox. Does this team beat a Optic or a FaZe?
I think that it's too early to say.
Or even
the season. The season just started, so I feel like I shouldn't be judging who's going to be better than who because we got lots of teams just switching all around. It's a huge roster shuffle. Mm-hmm. Things can surprise you, just like that Denial roster did. Nobody would have seen them winning champs. Like that it just seemed like it was a bunch of players that they were leftovers and they came out on top. So I feel like when things are in their very early stages like this, it's very easy to be wrong. Now, do I say this team looks promising? Yes, 100%. Elevate looks like it could be a very strong team, but I don't know how strong of a team they will be.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. They'll be strong. I just see some if FaZe figures out rotations and roles, that's going to be a ridiculous team. Optic is a ridiculous team. Optic Nation has been playing well online, which is what this league is all about. So we'll see how they do actually going into the league and see if the curse sticks and we have the Optic sandwich like every single league that we've had on AW. But that
Coach is not going to let that happen.
I don't think so. I think you're right. I think that they have a huge chance. But now that I'm looking at it, Elevate technically could do something.
I think that they have the possibility to beat top teams, but they all have to be in full effect. I can definitely see this team Apathy goes off one, a certain series, but let's just say Slacked or Classic doesn't have I feel like for them to be their full potential, they all have to be going off at the exact same time. That's why it's consistency for them. A lot of the time, whenever back in Elevate or other teams, Select would be really good, but some events you just wouldn't even hear about them. Same thing with Classic. Apathy's been very inconsistent in this game too. To me, they had the possibility to beat these really good teams, but they have to be on full force, and if they want to place high, the entire event. Teams like FaZe, Envy, Optic. We obviously know Optic Gaming, but these guys are preparing for really, really these guys have really good rosters now, at least from what we've seen. And for them to kind of compete, they have to be winning and doing well on a consistent basis, not just we'll go off against this team and then we absolutely get dominated by Envy or something like that. I just feel like they have potential to do it, but I'm just not sure with the inconsistency that they have on the squad. That was just my opinion. But
all right.
I think
Next
possibilities
team.
there. Yeah, I was going to ask you guys your thoughts on the TK situation. It kind of frustrated me today, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of raving about it in the Skype call. But if you guys don't know the TK situation, like we said today, talking about the roster changes, they basically released Gunjar and Teep off of the TK roster. I want to say it was
TJ.
Yeah, what did I say?
Teep.
You said Teep.
Oh,
That's
I
fine.
said
I'm sure everybody knew who you were talking about, but I'm just trying to save you from the YouTube comments, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Those are coming, I'm sure. But no, the release of Gunjar and TJ Halley hours before the deadline. So if you guys don't know, 2 hours ago, I wasn't say the chat. I think 2 hours before the deadline happened, they released half of their team, which was Gunjar and TJ, to find their own squad, and then they would later pick up some players. But I was asking you guys' opinions on that.
They basically switched teams. These two teams didn't officially trade, but they basically traded.
They basically did.
They traded. They just didn't. It wasn't an official trade. We're giving this team we're giving them. It was this stupid Twitter thing where these guys are released, these guys are released, these guys are picked up, and then an hour later,
like the old days.
These guys picked up.
It was like the old days.
You point that out because this very easily could have been something orchestrated and
it wasn't
not
orchestrated for Gunjar. I know
that's what I'm saying.
No,
it could have.
He's just saying it could have been.
I'm saying it could have been. Yeah. It should have been, and it could have been something that was orchestrated professionally, between these organizations, and instead it ended up being. I guess I don't know if TK just didn't communicate with Rise or what it was, or players could just leave.
They didn't care.
I don't know. Yeah, that's just kind of scummy to me. I feel like they should have, instead of poaching those players, work it out like a business. You know, these are all grown men, and they're all, you know, manning this organization. It'd been nice to see that professionally done. Never even thought about it that way. Thank you for that.
Yeah, it's. I do want to hear your opinion on this TK though, Fox. I actually kind of wanted to hear what your thoughts were on the new roster.
Let's see. Theory and Neslo coming back. I think that Neslo is in a very different place than he was in the last time he was on TK. Really, the main issue that the TK roster had when Neslo was on there was that he, you know, his attitude sucked. He was always like the outsider on the team, and now Goonjar's gone, so it's just Sharp and Nameless, the new roster essentially. Instead of it being the core three of Sharp, Goon, Theory, it's now Sharp, Goon, Theory's coming back, and so is Sharp, Nameless, Theory's coming back, and so is Neslo. I feel like they're all at very different places now, and this could be a very strong team. We saw Neslo and Theory were doing very well on their. I'm sorry for using vague terms here. They were doing very well on their respective teams as well. So I think it could be a strong roster. Do I think it's going to be a championship winning roster? I don't think that's enough. I don't think they're going to trump Optic just yet. I don't think they're going to be able to even elevate, to be honest. I mean, we'll just see how they play. You know, we want to give them some time, let them get the strategies together, and just see how they mesh as a group.
Who do they play tonight?
I don't know. I only saw them running
TK
scrims
plays
against
Denial
X.
tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, they play.
Oh, that's gonna be tough.
It's
That will be a
gonna
tough
be
one.
really tough.
And they haven't played Sharp when he was on ESR, so they haven't played one game together. They're probably playing right now.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, they hadn't played a game together. I know I think Nameless is streaming. They're playing now, but what do you guys think about Nameless getting to stay? Like, was he the right person to keep out of the three of them, Goon, Nameless, and TJ?
I think so. I think that Nameless has shown a lot of promise. I mean, people really praise him for his performance at X Games. I also think that he's a good asset to them in game. He just, the way he communicates is, I think great. He's a very clutch player, I'd say, for the roster. I really don't like that they lost Goonjar, but I guess they're just trying to figure out what is going wrong, and TK still isn't winning. So, I mean, I don't know if bringing back two players that have already been on the roster is the right choice, but making some kind of change was definitely necessary. And I do think that Nameless has earned his keep, especially like from an organization perspective. We're seeing Nameless go hard on social media now, you know, YouTube, Instagram, streaming. So I think that makes him a bigger asset to them as well. But I think Nameless has earned his spot.
It's good to see Nameless stay on a team. I mean, that dude,
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him get, you know, sketched on when he got dropped from Curse. That was like a nightmare. Because he just, or was it FaZe? It was Curse that he got dropped from, right? And he went to FaZe. I don't remember. This was back in Ghost. But Nameless he's had his fair share of teams, like a lot of the players that are in the league these days. But I think hopefully him being a part of the new TK is good. And like Sharp said on Twitter to Goonjar, he said, well, you know, maybe we're the problem. He said, we always asked ourselves that question over the last 2 years. Like, maybe them playing together was the problem. So he's hoping that they're both more successful. Now, let me ask this question before we move to the next team, Landon. Who made out better, Rise or TK? Goalie? You have an opinion on that?
I think definitely TK. TK got the players that they wanted, and Rise got basically two
left?
pickups. Yeah. Like,
You
I
think
think
Rise could have made a better choice? Go ahead, sorry.
like that's the thing. I don't know. Out of all the players that are left, those are the two players I would want to pick up personally.
Before Proofy, AXT.
Yeah.
They were okay.
I don't know what proof he has going on right now, but apparently he has like some personal issues he's dealing with. That's why if you also just look at his Twitter, you'll see how inactive he's been recently.
I didn't know
So
that.
I wonder if that has something to do with the fact that he's not being picked up by these rosters. Because I'd love to see a Proofy on TK, you know, or a Proofy on Elevate.
Not being in a league of, what is this, 12 teams?
12 teams, yeah.
So 48 players. Not being considered for one of the 48 players in this league would be a personal problem for me. Even if I didn't have any personal problems. And I'm Proofy?
Yeah.
But like out of like I'd pick Goonjar and TJ over any of the SB players that just left. Well, maybe
Available.
not. Yeah, because I don't know, maybe.
Well, Teej can't travel, right, or something, or he's too young.
Teach is
He's 16.
15, 16, yeah.
Oh, jeez,
Yeah.
He's a
The
little. kid.
Gfinity Summers, you have to be
Yeah,
at least
but
18 plus. So
Rise
that's $100,000.
Rise
And
didn't
Worlds.
get invited anyway, so.
Is Worlds $100,000 tournament? I mean, is
Worlds-
Worlds 18 plus?
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Okay, because I know me and Gold were talking about this. I thought that it was, but I heard some people say
I haven't
it
heard
wasn't.
anything about that, to be completely honest. I've
So
just heard
what
rumor.
is denial gonna? Well, anyway.
We'll know when we get there, okay?
That's
Alright.
denials. That's the problem.
That was one of the things I was actually disappointed with Elevate too, because they picked up Saints, and we still don't know what's going on with Saints visa. So
yeah,
because Elevate, I would consider, especially with how good they performed in season 2, I would consider them a premier team in North America.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
like they should definitely
in a different league. Yeah.
like they should be at the Gfinity Spring Masters. AR should have been at the Gfinity Spring Masters too over SB. Like, you kidding? But you know.
Oh man. All right. So goalie, are you trying to do the screen switch over?
Yeah, I can do it whenever. We just need to go to a commercial break so I can set everything up.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have a surprise for you guys, and we'll finish talking about the Pro League kickoff, make some predictions. We can't predict too much for tonight because one of the matches is already taking place, but we'll do some predictions and tell you guys how you can be a part of the prediction contest at Codpedia. We'll be right back on the other side in 90 seconds. Hello, and welcome back to the STiKS. Goalie, I don't know what's above us because it's delayed on my screen.
We have Optic Gaming versus Team Envious. Envy's actually up 2-1 right now on Drift Hardpoint.
Wait, what's the map count?
Envy's up 2-1 on, and the map is Drift Hardpoint.
Man,
Optic
what
is
that?
losing?
What
Yep.
Optic is gonna lose.
Optic isn't losing. You're delusional.
They're gonna lose the if they lose the first map of the first match of the season, that means
They
they're
suck and they're
gonna
not
be-
good anymore.
Oh
Right?
man.
they're gonna be in
Just
12th place.
Oh my goodness.
Just jump the
They'll
gun
be
and
tied.
jump
They'll
to
be
all
tied
fucking
for last
conclusions.
place if they lose this, unless someone else gets 3-0'd.
Them and
Nah,
Optic
Optic's
Nation
gonna
are
be
gonna
fine.
switch with Optic Nation's gonna finish first, and they're gonna finish last, and then
I love
Invo's
this
gonna
screen.
be
I'm
like,
just watching the game above us. Like, wow, this is a really good game we got going on here, guys.
Wait, and so Envy is winning right now?
Envy's winning. So they're up 2-1, 100 to 80 right now too. So
Looney's going loony.
this is gonna be crazy. This is a really important game in this in the Pro League, especially
There's only
Optics.
22 matches now.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Pro League, like every match means twice as much as it did last year.
Okay, so can you explain the differences for this year, Landon?
I can absolutely explain to you the differences between every other Pro League and this one.
And the maps and all that? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. First of all, there's no CTF, which we all know. In last season, we had CTF. No longer, we don't have CTF anymore. It'll be hardpoint, search and destroy, uplink, hardpoint, search and destroy. So now only 3 game types instead of 4. I mean, I'll rejoice in some way. At least the teams who aren't going to respawn aren't rejoicing, but everyone else is. And now it's only going to be 22 maps. Every team will play only 22 maps instead of 44. I'm sure some people are happy about that, including Mr. Goalie Television.
So
Because
much.
he's have to tweet out. It gets basically just cut that whole thing in half. And so every team will play every other team twice rather than 4 times, which I personally like. But we'll see. Every game's more important, and every single game will be streamed and casted over. So there's only gonna be 4 games, I believe, just about every night, unless they run bad on
Yeah.
scheduling, which they probably will. But
I was talking to X about that yesterday. I was asking him what he when I was casting the 10K with him. I was asking him like, what do you think about that change? How do you like it being half? Obviously, he's just like, I like it a lot. He said he thinks that the way they're gonna do it to make sure that every match gets casted is that the next match cannot start until the last one ends. So they can't just start their match and just do it at their own pace. They have to actually let.
It's an
So
accelerated
yeah, that's
schedule.
where I was like, I was like, now how do you get the players to abide by that? I was just like, are there going to be like fines or some
you
sort
threaten
of,
to kick him out.
are you
That's
going
what
to
you do.
reprimand them when they don't? Because like we have problems like that all the time when we're doing the 5K, the 10K, or
Oh yeah,
league
like last
matches,
night
whatever it may
until,
be.
Like 3.
Yeah, they just sometimes will just start the game without you, like whatever. Like it just doesn't even matter. They just don't care, and it really sets the show behind because then they either have to like restream someone else's stream or just miss out entirely and sit on commercial break longer. That's literally the only reason the ESR ever has breaks when we're casting and stuff is because the players didn't let us get in their game or something.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm really looking forward to
This
see how that's
hardpoint game is really close.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now, dude.
Goodness.
Same. I
This is
haven't paid
really good
attention to anything that Fox has said for the last minute.
That's fine, dude. While I'm talking, I've been watching OG Obviously, I expect
you guys,
OG.
you and Landon are casters, so you guys, you and Landon are casters, so you guys have this ability to like talk and pay attention to gameplay and kill death ratio and minimap at the same time. And I'm a unitasker. I can only like look at one thing.
Dude, I just love watching Optic and Hardpoint so much. So I mean, like, they're my favorite team to watch in Hardpoint. Them in the old phase, my favorite.
Who's casting this? Because I'm not gonna.
I think
Maven and X.
Yeah.
Maven and Mr. X.
Yeah, we don't have any sound. It's just us talking, just so you guys know.
What's up?
Should try to get into that next generation of ESR casters.
I would love to, man. They brought on Courage, and it took him a while to get where he's at. So I'm hoping that my chance comes within the next year. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping. I'm excited to see what my next opportunity is with MLG. They've reached out a couple of times and said they definitely, they 100% want to work with me in the future. We'll just see on what that may be. I hope it's Worlds. I don't know what it's going to be. And if I knew, I can't tell you.
Oh, please.
No, I'm sure there's a slew of casters that they would have before me for Worlds, to be fair.
A slew? There's not a lot. I mean, there's really not that many casters. But Worlds would have to have some of the EU guys, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot more well-established talent out there. But I do hope they hit me up about it. I still have time. We'll see.
Yeah.
You got some more events to potentially cast at before then.
Yeah. Of course. And it'll just keep coming.
Dick is about to have this in the bag.
Yeah.
I was surprised to get up about. Oh, never mind. Oh man, that would have been bad.
Yeah, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Okay.
Holy crap! How did I even almost do that? Give away some intel like that. That's crazy. No, but yeah, see, Optic's slipping away here. 60 seconds ahead.
Oh,
Goalie and me casted last night. I think Goalie can maybe take this one over. If
No, I'm not. I'm not casting this. That was
dude. That's crazy. We totally could. No.
Yeah, hey, take it.
But,
no, I'm joking.
I don't think we. I think the delay is different.
Yeah,
isn't
the
it?
delay is different.
I mean, I'm watching it on the East.
Yeah, I'm watching it on the ESR channel.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
was watching Optic play. They obviously had Zuma in place of Scump, but that's still going to be a godly team, anyways, right? They were playing in the 10K, and they were down a 100-second deficit to. Was it E6? Elevate. It was definitely Evate. It was definitely Elevate. They were down 100 seconds, over 100 seconds, and they came back and won.
Stop it.
Oh, and I was like, dude, that's crazy.
This is going to game 5.
I know it's not even their full roster.
Game 5, let's go!
Like, the scariest thing with Optic is, they have one point in the game where it's like, nothing you can do is going to change like that, what they do. Like, they either start off really hot, in the middle of the game they come back, or at the very end they clutch up. And it's like, you don't know when it's going to happen, and you can't stop it when it happens. It's like, I can't explain it. Like, at the very end, I think they were down at the beginning of this game.
They
come back and they win
They were down
248 to 168. Like that looks like they dominated the entire game, and it's not the case. It's just they just find that mark. And it's like write it off.
The last couple of 2 minutes.
It's like they get a multiplayer. It's like a multi in like a game. It's like it just increases their score. I don't know what it is. It's just
J-Cap.
Dang, Looney.
Went even.
All right, bro. So anyway, I think we were going to talk about predictions for the week of the leagues.
Oh wait, can I ask him really, really quickly?
Yeah.
One more feature to mention. They also announced a new veto feature, which means that you can choose to veto any other host. You can choose one. So if I'm, let's just say I'm Envious and I want to go over to Elevate, and I'm going to veto Slack's host. That means that Slack cannot host any of the games that we will play. But you're allowed to veto one person. I think that's a great idea. Personally, I think that's a really, really good.
Means STiKS will never host again.
Yeah, STiKS's hopes of wanting to, have every game under his host will not be happening. Let's just say that.
Even when he plays Envy?
No, his host is awful.
In their house, right?
Actually, I don't think anyone is in the Envy house right now.
Is anybody that's on Envy in the Envy house?
I'm in the Envy house right now.
Is Looney?
Maybe.
Dude, I wish team houses would get used so much more, man. I feel like
TK is about to have 4
I'll move to the Envy house.
Everybody in the house. Yeah, dude.
Let's just move the STiKS fam. Let's talk to Tasmo.
STiKS house.
STiKS_Envy.
Dude, that would be so cool.
We'll pay rent.
Let's do that.
We'll pay rent.
You said you'll pay rent?
Yeah.
No, I won't pay rent.
Dude, how crazy would a STiKS house be?
Astro will be overseas with the CSGO team, so he won't notice that we're there.
Dude, I just got an idea. Goalie, you just said we should cast over those matches. I honestly think that we could do that. If I just DM one of them and be like, hey, invite me so I can broadcast it.
That'd be sick.
STiKS casting.
I don't know. I don't want to step on any toes. We'll see. But yeah, that's cool. That was a good match.
Let's
like
not push it, and let's set something up for next time, possibly next Monday.
Yeah, that was awesome though. That was a good match there. See, it was a very close match back and forth, and then Op just kind of pulled away because Scump decided to activate his turbo boosters and his hyperdrive at the same time and just went off. I don't know what it is. I think he's another robot. I think Hex is just taking these humans and building them into cyborgs and making them play Call of Duty. So that's what happened.
Play Call of Duty.
Yeah, dude.
With the exception of Nate, because he took off. But he's living the life. So Landon, you want to do the predictions for week 1?
Oh, I probably need to pull that up, don't I? That would be.
Do you have your own? Oh, actually, I can pull it up if you send me your account name.
Weekly schedule on.
No, because Landon and me entered our predictions. I don't know if you and Fox did.
No, I haven't entered mine yet.
Well, my name is just Air Landon, no space.
Okay, Air Landon. Give me a minute.
Oh shoot! I have to do this.
I posted it the other
You have
day.
to do
Actually,
what?
I can find it because I tweeted at you guys.
Predictions. I definitely.
And
wow,
here I found mine.
You found yours, okay.
Oh, they won the first search 2-6.
So should we go over our the matches for today, even though one of them is already going on?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, we have to predict it. It's game 5.
All right, so the first game, currently game 5. I don't know who's gonna win it. We were obviously just going over it a minute ago. Optic Gaming versus Envy. New Envious roster finally going to be used. Predictions. I personally have Optic Gaming winning that. It's not really that like surprising. Like, oh my god, Optic over Envy. I personally thought they would be really strong coming into this one, especially with Envy being a new team. But Envy forcing the game 5 predictions. I'm gonna go with Fox, Optic, or Envious.
Optic or Envious in this series right now?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yep.
Oh. Oh man, I'm about to piss off a lot of people. I'm gonna go with Envy, only because they won that first S&D 6-2. You know, maybe they're just magically a better S&D squad. They're also new. Maybe they're doing something weird that's throwing off Optic. You know.
I'm gonna point out
also,
Recovery S&D is the final S&D map. So
I was just about to say, like, how can you really, like, no one's been playing Recovery. This is gonna be a really fluky map, I feel like. So it could go either way, but I'll go with Envy. It's only fluky because it hasn't been played, is what I'm saying, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to goalie predictions. Optic Gaming versus Envy game 5.
Game 5. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna just say Envy, even though I got the green wall behind me, supporting me. I'm gonna go with Team Envy just because it's Recovery S&D and they won the first S&D. So
I'm honestly just saying Optic because that's who I had. So
that's fair enough. I had Optic winning this too, but
so you're going against.
I'm going against my prediction by saying Envy's gonna win. Yeah.
And Optic doesn't have a very good history with Recovery S&D.
No, they do not.
That's for sure. Censor Martin. No, I'm kidding.
I was going to say
that. You got real hype when you said that.
I'm going to say 6-4 Envy.
Oh my. I'm the only person choosing Optic. Has this ever happened before?
And they call us the Optic Show.
Dun, dun, dun.
Optic, powered by...
My fanboyness has died.
Dude, I've already said it multiple times. I don't have a favorite
Optic.
team. I don't have a favorite... Why would I? I would never...
I don't have a favorite team. I have favorite players.
I don't
just all happen to be on the same team. Optic Gaming. No, I'm just kidding.
No, to be honest, that's the same way that works for me too. I follow players. I don't follow teams. Like, there's some orgs that I'll always support unless they just pick up just an extremely stupid roster.
Half of my favorite players aren't on a team right now. Yeah. So actually, no, one of them just got on a team. TP. On TCM. Yeah. But next game we have coming up is going to be Rise versus Epsilon. Rise getting TJ and Gunjar today, and Epsilon getting in through the relegation tournament. Predictions: I personally have Epsilon. I think they're going to win in a 3-1 fashion. I'm going to go to Kingdom Soldier.
Where do all those guys live?
Who are you talking about?
I don't know. Geographical position.
I think Aqua lives in Texas or Cali. I'm not sure. I know that's the completely different areas of the map, but
that's what I'm saying. They all where's Swanee living right now?
Swanee's at the TK house.
Or TK house, I mean.
Oh wait, sorry, we were talking about Rise. My bad. I thought we were talking about Envy.
No, I was talking about Epsilon. I was asking where Epsilon lives.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
So I think Remy's somewhere in the Midwest. Swanee is in the TK house. Royalty lives somewhere in the maple syrup country.
Bro, Kingdom, have you seen Royalty play?
Yes, I did. He's a beast.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen anything like that.
On land, he was a monster. I saw him.
I'm very scared for anyone who has to play against him, including Rise.
So we're picking Epsilon versus Rise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Epsilon.
Gotta say Epsilon. And Rise's roster's brand new. Hasn't played a single match.
Exactly.
Like, was formed
Fox.
today.
Epsilon or Rise? I'm gonna go with Epsilon, 100%. Rise is new, and it's just kind of players that probably didn't really want to play with each other in the first place, and now they are.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty safe to say Epsilon.
Indeed. Yeah, a very fresh roster, only about an hour or two old, but we'll see.
That is the MLG Pro League, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so salty
Pro
that
League
all this
deadline.
really happened the day of the league matches. You know how mad I would be?
Part of the issue is that they should have given another week for teams to submit rosters. Like, the Pro League should be delayed another week, in my opinion, as NV just won that round, so it's 1-1. But make the teams submit their roster an hour early. Give all the teams time to practice and get ready for the Pro League.
I was going to say, I would make it be like a 3-day in between the deadline and the actual Pro League. Like, give them chances, like, so that players can't, like, literally get screwed out of
in a couple weeks or something.
Yeah, I was about to say that this just should have been. I don't think it's anything wrong with the league. I think this is just something that should have happened already.
Yeah, it should have. Well, it's.
This is literally the last second possible, dude. Like, that's just crazy.
I'm just saying, like, it should be.
Time.
I'm just gonna say, because we had the relegation tournament 8 days ago, we should have at least another week in between that.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I'm not saying that there's something wrong with the league. I like the new league format, very much. I'm just saying there should have been an extra week.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense. I think this was a poor player / owner decision. I really think the Rise, it could have been better for the Twitter sphere if they would have just. I mean, if they. And I know that they don't do their decisions for Twitter, and they make their decisions quick, especially when they think they can get a better team.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if TK knew, as Nameless had a video already uploaded, like if TK knew they were making this change,
you should have contacted Rise.
waiting till 2 hours before to kind of say that we're looking for a change, like. And I know you have to hold your cards close to your chest because you don't want other teams you don't want your players to know. But they always talk about this stuff. Most of the time, teams like TK don't just, Goonjar, peace, we're dropping you. Like, I know Goonjar knew about this before it was tweeted. You know, this isn't like the other teams where you hear about these last-minute drops, and they didn't know about it. And so I think no matter what, Rise is not going to win against Epsilon, but they could. You never know.
The only thing for me, like, I would just wish there was like a day period in between the roster, like, deadline for the Pro League and then the actual Pro League. Like, just like say that Rise had a full team, like where would Goonjar and TJ go? Like, teams would get rid of their other players to make room for them, but what happens to those guys who got dropped for, it's like a cycle. I feel like every time that we have the Pro League deadline, which is an hour before the actual league matches starts, like every time we go through this, there's always someone who gets screwed out. Like, doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I just feel like there needs to be like a time where there's the deadline. We have it at this certain point in time, and then at least like you can give it a couple days. I would be fine with just a day in between that and the actual, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wish there was like a time in between so you could at least practice with your new roster if you have one. But the factor of like dropping your team before the deadline actually happens, like a minute before, that's always going to happen because you're always going to have deadlines. But still, like Rise with the new roster, they probably didn't predict that. They had to play with the new roster like an hour later with half a team they didn't even predict that they were going to have.
Well, yeah,
I wish they would have had
it out. He said this is one of the reasons why I'm not.
I'm starting to dislike.
Yeah, and I was like, starting. I was like, what?
What did you say? What did Bomber say?
Well, he tweeted after the change happened when he knew he had to look for players. He was like, "This is one of the reasons why I'm starting not to like the league format." And I was like, starting? I was like, as an owner, I would have hated the format and the ability for rosters just to change all the freaking time. I would have hated that a long time ago.
I mean, at the same time, though, that's why wouldn't it be in his best interest to contract his players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why Brian
offer them something of value to stay. Or, to either offer them something of value to stay or make it so they can't just leave and screw you over
Robbie
whenever.
Contracts his players, and I mean, if I were Robbie, I would have paid whatever it took to get, because I know the buyout for Clayster was probably a lot. but I would have done whatever. But FaZe is one of the 2 teams in the league that can afford it.
Yeah.
I would have.
There's just some teams who can't afford it.
To get Enable and Zuma under denial and to keep his team. Like I would have paid through the like I don't care how much money, which Robbie probably has. You know, Robbie, Hex, and I mean Envy can afford whoever they want, but it's like Robbie, Hector, FaZe. So I guess there's 4 teams now that can basically they can pay for whatever players they want to have. You know,
Right.
I think it's interesting the decision that Envy made, but was that decision, do you know, goalie up to Tasmo?
Yeah, it was
Astro?
when me and Tasmo were talking about it. This was in a Twitch chat. He said that it was completely up to him. He just had to like take it to Hastro and say, "Hey, here's my roster. This is what I want," and Hastro would just approve it.
So he's making
Tasmo's completely in control of the Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like it shouldn't just be the players doing whatever they want whenever they want.
Oh, absolutely not.
If we're talking about it like from a business standpoint.
Yeah, but we were just saying that that Hastro, like, we're commenting on the fact that Hastro doesn't do anything with the Call of Duty team anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think, but they can still, like, that organization could afford players that might cost money to buy out and get out of contracts. And you know, FaZe was like, Robbie, what's Clayster's buyout? And if he was like 15,000, they were probably like, okay, we'll take it.
15,000, that's low for Robbie. Come on.
I'm just saying, FaZe is FaZe. There's 3 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, they're FaZe.
Big deal. Big deal.
It's 3-3 right now, boys.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I
said it was going to be 6-4, so we'll see.
Lots of back. I'd love to see a new team on top, or at least not even on top, just like a contender with Optic. You know, give them some.
I think that's mainly though because Optic hasn't been playing together that much. They've been playing other games. They've been relaxing. They've been enjoying their break, which they should. They 100% should, but
yeah,
I think a lot of teams aren't really worried about this pro league. To be honest with you, like, I think if there was ever a league to not be in, I would choose this one for the fact that like it's season 3. It's the middle of the game. I'm not saying that at all. But you got the Gfinity Spring, whatever those are called, the summer, whatever. It's a $100,000 tournament. Has nothing to do with the league. You have the 100th event for MLG, which has nothing to do with the league, like, which are coming up soon. Like, and granted, what I want to be in the playoffs, UMG Dallas, of course. Hey.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying, if there's ever a time to not be in the league, I would definitely choose this one because you're gonna have a lot of opportunities that don't necessarily have it to be there. But we are just seeing what's going on. In action.
But like, if you weren't a pro player in season 1, there was nothing for you.
Absolutely not. And this one, you have something to at least work for. Like VVV,
Run,
these teams who just
coming.
missed it. They have opportunities.
Oh my gosh!
There's 1v1 right now.
Are you guys watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
I'm looking.
Oh
Carmen
man!
barely missed him.
Oh,
Looney, stay hidden. Don't. Oh my god!
He's in a good spot. He hears him boosting. He's not gonna peek.
Kill him, Looney.
He's gonna wait. He has to defuse still. Look at the time.
Oh my god!
There we go. Now Looney's gonna peek.
There we
Boom!
go.
There it is.
Ooh, all right, good play. Well played. Well played.
Gotta have that mental clock, man. You gotta know.
Well played.
Looney played it very well right there.
Oh man. We can move on to our next game, by the way. If we
go ahead.
Want to.
Yeah.
Just to close it out. But next one is going to be Orbit versus Isolation Empire. Both teams who made it to the relegation tournament. ISO, I believe, I know they got first. I think Orbit might have got like 3rd or 4th. I can't remember their exact.
Orbit
placing,
got they got 3rd/4th. Yeah.
Got
No,
third,
they got
okay,
3rd.
so-
They got 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah, because Octanation got 4th. That's right. But yeah, both really good teams. ISO known for being a very good online team. That's just a known fact. Apparently, like Havoc and Silly are silly online, especially Llama God.
No, they're good. They're
Isn't
good.
Havoc
Whatever,
good
man.
on-
That's just
No, I'm not saying they weren't good. I'm saying that according to pros, which I know aren't necessarily my main thing to talk about, but like looking at their KD differences, apparently it's like way different. Like they reached a whole nother level online. So I personally chose ISO. I've seen Orbit play. They struggle occasionally.
It's over.
But overall,
Oh,
I
my.
think ISO.
My 6-4
Cap.
prediction is going to come through.
Oh my Cap!
Who is that?
That was Cap.
Cap.
oh.
My 6-4 prediction is going to come through. It's going to happen.
It's gonna be 5-3 in a couple seconds.
Cap
soon,
and
so you fuse it.
Aquaman.
5-3 right now. Aqua went off.
Wow.
That's
Yo,
the problem with
my
Envy.
prediction was right.
Aqua is like one of the most annoying players to play against.
They're gonna take
He's a
down.
powerful dude.
They're gonna take down Optic.
It's like a freaking little mosquito.
Well, he did what you said. He did the old school nade shot flank like they
That's
did,
all it-
and they weren't watching that tunnel.
I mean, it works. I mean, we see a player like General will do that in every single S&D. He's always going on the flank, always. Watch him on. I mean, Terrace is in our rotation. We'll watch him on Terrace. Watch him on.
Oh, now Optic is all trying to flank. What are they doing? That didn't work.
Let me see.
Didn't work, Optic.
Going towards mid here.
Dude.
Mid push.
No, yeah, they all went mid. Didn't work.
Yeah. Oh, they're spreading out now. They're realizing that that's the rest of people.
Now
disaster.
it's one-
Oh
Still.
wow.
Oh,
Caps 1v2.
I bet Optic.
Cap.
Yo, Cap is always the last man standing.
How did he miss? What?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh my God.
Dude. Oh man, I
If
thought
he would
Cap
have
was
gotten
there.
if he would have gotten that first kill, which he should have, he would have clutched
God,
that.
dude.
Okay, really quick.
Dude,
Okay, wait, I said
before
6-4.
Twitter
Remember,
explode.
I said 6-4.
Before round 10.
If
Before round
Envy
10.
wins this,
Orbit versus ISO. Who wins? Orbit versus ISO. Who wins?
I'm gonna say Orbit.
I'm gonna say
Orbit,
Orbit
okay.
because I think in an interview, they said ISO said that like Orbit was their kryptonite. Maybe I might be making that crap up. But they were the only team. They were the only team to beat them at the relegation tournament.
I think Burns and Happy are gonna go.
I'm
off.
sorry, say that one more time about
Orbit versus ISO.
Orbit versus
Okay.
ISO.
It'd be the
Orbit
third
was-
match.
when you
And-
beat them-
They were the only team that beat ISO at the relegation tournament.
I remember that. Is that an ice cream truck outside?
Wow.
You have the most amazing.
Do you live
rank.
near Tommy? That's a legitimate thing on the STiKS EU is he has to mute his mic once a show because the ice cream truck is driving by.
What?
I think I would
Dude, I haven't
prefer
heard
that.
ice cream truck in years. That's crazy.
There
I'm
was like
still
a,
trying to watch this match. 55 seconds, guys. This
Yeah.
is a league match win going on right now. 55 seconds left.
we're this excited about a league match. It's great.
Right?
I think it's because there's only 22 matches. It's like
Oh,
we're only
And
gonna see them
Envy is
play each
about to
other.
Beat Optic. If it was like a 3-0, we wouldn't even be paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I just think.
Well,
it
we wouldn't
means
have been
so
paying
much. It's
attention. The
like-
game would have already been over.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's 35 seconds.
Just gonna
This
Chris-
will be the most. This will be the most terrifying thing to listen to. If
just
you're
gonna
on
say
this
pro
without
league matches are already an hour behind, so my night's already going great.
Cap.
Oh,
Kaplan. Oh.
Oh, Aqua 1v3. It's gonna
It's
go
going
5-5.
right.
He can hit it. What, 20 seconds? He's on offense, so.
Oh
No,
wait.
he's on
No, he's on
defense.
No, he's on defense. He's on defense. He can get
I'll
this.
go back to Aqua. I want to see if he has nades.
no, Formal got him with the
Okay.
What is that
Oh,
called?
What
that's
the-
a PDW.
Oh.
PDW, yeah.
That X-ray camo though is trippy.
5-5.
Yo, round
Predictions.
11.
Round 11 predictions.
Dude, you can't possibly
We're still
predict this
going with
round.
Envy.
No one knows how. No one's
I know,
playing
he's-
recovery.
They can-
Like,
Okay, we'll
Who's on the
all
offensive
when we
side?
find out when we find out who's on offense and defense, just shout out a
No.
team. Just shout out a team. Okay.
it is gonna be.
Envy's on offense.
I can't see the scoreboard.
It was like really, like Optic's more consistent, but Envy has more players going off.
Envy's on
Envy, they're on offense.
Envy. That
Wow.
sucks.
Doug Spencer Martin.
If
Let's
Formal
go.
gets first blooded,
They're gonna rush
Oh,
A.
it's over.
I'm a little
Yeah,
behind.
no.
Oh.
gotta do it.
Formal got the snipe.
Now hold up. They still got it. They still got it.
It's predictable.
Oh no! Look at Karma's spot though.
The stairs. I didn't
Yeah,
even
man.
still
People usually look
practice
there
with
with thermal, so you can see it's an easy angle to hit if you have a thermal looking for satellite. All right. This is intense. We were watching.
They really need to get the bomb down soon. Where is Karma?
He was stairs. I can't tell where his arrows
It
at.
looks. Did the bomb? It looks like the bomb. I
Yeah,
thought
they
the
don't-
bomb was down. I think it's glitching out for us.
It's down. There's Codcaster never show. It doesn't always show you
Yeah.
exactly where the bomb is at.
2v4.
Oh, no.
Octane's
See.
down.
Dang.
They
Optic
played
is
so
Optic.
Oh no! Yep, there's the one before. I don't think
Oh.
Aqua's gonna be able to do it. They
Bro,
played so
Aqua
slow.
does this.
They just got sniffed out. That's what it was. Krim was able to come all the way from A
He
bomb
should play
site.
it right now.
Well,
He
it
doesn't
was
have- he
doesn't
really
have bomb.
predictable. They
He
they
gets shot.
rushed A. Optic had 3 people rushing A and 1 person on the flank. It was like
what a choke.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
GG
Wow.
Optic. Good
They
job.
played it so slow,
They
dude.
were up.
And
What were
Krim
they up?
was-
5-3?
Yeah,
yeah, they were
5-3.
5. I said I guarantee they come back. Landon
Krim
was the
on
only
A
person
bomb
right.
site and was able to come all the way over to
Dude,
all the way
let me
over to
check.
the right side of the map towards B bomb site to kill Octane and Arches. Like that's crazy, man.
Dude,
Or
let
in
me
gold.
check.
Wow.
Landon predicted Optic, and he was correct.
Good job,
Shut up.
Landon. I'm so proud of you,
Shut
man.
up, Landon. This was literally the most coin flip match you could have ever had to predict him.
Thank you.
I
Neither
can't
of these
believe
teams
they
are-
didn't win that.
I love how they're wearing suits. That's great. We should wear suits to a STiKS episode one time.
I'll go put my suit jacket on right now if it still fits.
All right,
I'll
we'll
just-
do it, goalie.
Whoa.
Well,
just
what?
here, look.
Dang. Why is Sloss roasting TJ?
Oh no.
He said, I could have had a good team yesterday, but go figure some 15-year-old ruins that.
Oh, what?
TJ told him to grow his thumbs back. He said, fool, you got 3 teams in almost 2 weeks.
Okay, I think what we need to do is we need to go ahead and do the last matchup of the night.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we'll
Which
move
will
out
be
to
TK versus Denial, and then we'll go to really quick questions from Twitter. So TK versus Denial will be the 4th and final matchup tonight. Predictions: I personally have Denial, but I see a lot of people on their Cardi Sports PD predictions saying that's going to be TK. So, any ideas for Denial versus TK?
Gotta say Denial. TK's a brand new team. Denial's been at least playing for a little bit, I would assume. I haven't seen if they're playing in the 2Ks or 5Ks or the 10Ks. They haven't been. Okay, Oh, they have been. Okay. They have. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks, Landon. Just because that sole reason, I'm going to say Denial. No other reason. Well, and I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm gonna go put on a suit jacket if it still fits.
All right.
Goalie's
Priorities.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put on something nice. All right, Fox, your predictions for Denial versus TK.
Denial versus TK.
Nice tie, by the way.
What tie? I'm gonna go with Denial in that series. I think that's a pretty safe bet. It's a very strong team. Picking up those two very solid ARs like that, I think it's gonna be a tough team to beat 100%.
Okay, Kingdom.
Denial versus TK.
Europe.
This is hard. The chemistry that TK is going to have, but this Denial squad should be a good online team. Hook is going to be Hook. Slasher is going to be
Denial worries
Slasher.
me, to be honest.
Replays is going to be Replays. I mean, could be a good squad. Like, technically, they have every position you need in Call of Duty, in this game anyway, to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Denial, and I'm going to say Denial will also finish in the top 6 in this league.
Bold prediction. Bold.
Thank you.
Bold.
Thank you very much.
The only thing with me, like Denial, that I'm worried about is because it's like, okay, let me compare it to my. Okay, I have a bridge in the background. Denial to me is like a bridge. All right. They have some weak spots on some sides. They have good points and whatnot, but to me, like, it all comes down to like how Hook, Temp, and Slasher like perform together. And I'm not sure. Like, Slasher's gonna have to be like a major goal player for them, I think, and I'm not sure if he can do that. But that is all 4 predictions for tonight. I think what we're gonna do now is go to questions from Twitter, but I don't think goalie is back yet.
I am back. I'm trying to fit into this suit that I wore when I was like 170 pounds. So, you know.
That's interesting.
Fox, look at Twitter.
I saw that's pretty funny. Okay, so we're going to questions from Twitter. Are we taking a commercial break, or are we just going to questions?
No, let's just go to questions from Twitter.
Okay.
Do you have Kingdom's first question?
Give me a minute, and I can do it. Oh, DMs. Okay.
That's the first question. I think we have 3 other ones after that one that I put in the Skype chat.
And
This is an ugly tie, guys. Don't judge me, please.
Wait, what is this?
What tie?
I'm supposed to hold up.
Yeah.
Where's Kingdom? Okay, everyone's just
Who
leaving.
knows?
Should I
Yo,
leave Kingdom?
goalie, are you a caster?
I'm a caster. My name is.
Yeah.
My name is.
Goalie?
My name
What would
is-
be your name?
Okay, there we go.
Are
Questions
you
from Twitter.
rebranding? Is there something I don't know?
Yeah. My name is.
Oh, my face cam's all messed up now. I just screwed it up.
Okay. Yes, King. I'm gonna go get a tie. I'm gonna go outdo you.
I don't have.
Dude, do you
Questions
see how I
from Twitter's
dress on
on screen.
Sundays? I will outdo everyone. Go ahead. Oh, wait, what's the question? He just put it on the screen. There's a delay. We can't see it.
Like a 45-second delay. Looking for something formal. I see my pal. Good.
I'm sorry, what's the question? I'd love to have the...
All right, it is. Where have you been lately? How are you? And will we see more of you? Oh, I think it's to me.
Wow, all right. Welcome to...
All right, guys, thank you. I'm going to go.
I've been working a lot. A lot. I did a video where I talked about how I got a big raise at work like basically, to tell you how big of a raise, I can tell you guys the amount because it still won't let you know how much I make overall. But I'll just say I got a $20,000 raise, like $20,000 more dollars a year. So that definitely meant I had to up my amount of productivity and everything, even though I was doing a great job. And they were actually just moving me up to market standard, not paying me to do more work. So, but you know me, I just felt like, well, that means I should work more. So I got more babysitting hours now, and I'm at work a lot more, and that's why I've been such a detriment when it comes to streams and just making YouTube videos and things like that. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be able to do content-wise that I can do consistently and keeping up with Call of Duty. As I have said over and over again, the competitive scene, you have to live in it, in my opinion, in order to keep up with it. You can't dabble in it. You can't come in and out once a week. Like I could do that when I got into really busy seasons, like when the STiKS first started. I could like spend a whole week and still put up videos, like, because all I have to do is check Twitter. But now things happen so fast. Like, imagine if today I just got on Twitter right now because I had to work. I would have been like, wait, what? Huh? Who's on TK? But who's on Rise? What's going? Huh? What?
It's tough, right?
I wouldn't even have known. Like, I barely know right now who the free agents are and why teams are making the decisions that they're making. And it seems like what we're in right now is a season of transition for Call of Duty, and this is going to be over the next probably 5 months until Black Ops 3 comes out. A lot of the players that you would expect to always be playing, like Proofy, like Killa, like Teep and Aches, even though they're now, you know, on a roster. A lot of the players that you would expect to always be playing, they may not. They may not be on a team, like a Merc, and maybe it's the end of him playing. If JCap wouldn't have got on Envy, would have he have gotten picked up by someone else? Who knows?
E6.
And so, E6
possibly
could have picked him up. And so now with this league and with the way things are working, like there's a lot of new, really good talent. And so we're going to be in a season of transition. This is probably, if Aches and Teep don't find success with this new roster, are they going to be on a top roster in Black Ops 3? Probably not. You know, so things are just changing. And for me, as someone who, I talked about the same players for like 2 years, and now those players are not being picked up by top teams. They're not as relevant. I don't know all these new players, and so it's really hard for me to try to keep up with the competitive Call of Duty scene. But I'll figure something out. I'll make some kind of content. I will make sure that the STiKS does not die, and that we keep going and we keep growing and doing
I will as well.
bigger and better stuff.
Hopefully,
and so it'll all work out. You know, it's all gonna work out, and just stay tuned.
So, Kingdom, what's this about you building an entire house right next to yours for the STiKS? That's what I heard. So we could come over and hang out.
If I could afford that, I would probably be like, I'd partner with maybe Goalie and someone else to like own a team, you know, if I could afford it, but I can't afford that.
Yeah.
If I didn't have 3 kids, I would have 4. Oh man. All right, next question.
You are something else.
Next question.
Next question is coming in from Swagger. Can someone else take it?
I can take it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, coming from Swagger. I believe it's a girl. It's the AVI, but that doesn't mean anything, so I'm just gonna say Swagger.
Did he just say AVI? I've never heard anybody say that.
Yeah, dude.
And you know, okay, Landon. An AVI is a video file. An AV is a Twitter image. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
Look at Landon. He's about to dude. He's taking 4 spots right now. All right, so what's the question, bro? I need to know.
Oh my god.
It's number 2.
What was the like?
All right.
Question coming in from Swagger, guys. What is it like on the road, I guess, to make it to the position that you are in now? Hashtag the STiKS. Thank you for using that hashtag. Supporting the cause, supporting the squadron. Let's grow, right? So what she's asking, guys, for those of you guys that don't understand, shut up, stop. Those of you guys don't entirely understand the question. She's basically just asking, how did we all obtain our position in the community as to where we are right now? Like, a lot of us have had different roads to get to where we are right now, and some of us have a long way to go as well. I'm pretty sure we all got here in different ways. Something I've noticed, someone tweeted about this from the CS community, I think, and from the League community, and someone that I follow from the CS community retweeted it earlier this morning. Actually, they were like, everyone I know in the esports industry started somewhere volunteering or with like a dream project that really didn't have anything going for them at first. And would you guys be able to relate to that? I think that's where a lot of the people I know, including myself, really got started. So I just want you guys to answer that question.
Fox, go first.
Oh, okay. Well, when I was in the Halo community, I started like my YouTube channel. I would always actually. All right, so I'm gonna go way back, and you're not gonna be able to find any. That's not true. You're gonna find some of this because I got really big into the scene. I started working with the bigger YouTubers and stuff in it. The Pokemon scene has a huge competitive scene on YouTube, and like Nintendo hosts like VGA stuff. And when I was in like middle school and high school, I just on the side, I was still competing in Halo, but like on the side for fun, I did Pokemon stuff just because who doesn't love Pokemon, right? So I was doing YouTube videos like narrating Wi-Fi battles and competitions against like the people that actually have huge YouTube channels. I was really good friends with them. People like 6 Foot Hacks, Shofu. You guys might know some of these names. And that's really where I got my start. Eventually, I started doing just Halo content, of course, all the time. And I started working for Team Beyond. And then I slowly moved more into Call of Duty because I saw that I've been playing Call of Duty the whole time and I loved it so much more than everything else. So continued my content on that way. And eventually streaming picked up. I got really popular on Twitch and everything. And then I started working with Kai Sportspedia. And that's just how I met a lot of different people, just networking. Just I happened to meet this person in this conversation, just left and right, just new people popping up. All of this from volunteering. I did video editing work for PvP Live. I did video editing work for Team Beyond. And for Kai Sportspedia, I'm a writer. I update the website. I do articles and stuff like that. And here I am on the STiKS. Like the whole time I was doing all of that, I'm just pumping out content on Twitch and YouTube as much as humanly possible while still attending school. And then the cast off came around, of course, and helped me out even more. So really, it's just lots of free work for a really long time. And eventually stuff starts to come in. And great people get behind you and want to support you. That's why I'm able to do this right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Landon, I don't think I've ever heard your story.
Yeah.
The road to the show. No, that's
to the position you're in now. Just everything you like, how you came to be Mr. Rostermania and wound up on the STiKS.
Well, it all started back in No, I'm kidding. It started like in 2006 or 7, whenever YouTube was first starting off, and I found my friend who was making stop motion Lego movies. It's pretty strange looking back at it now, but really enjoyed those, and that's where I found YouTube. And all I would watch is just his videos he would make over and over again. And then I found stop motion. I used to love WWE, so I'd watch like WrestleMania and like the action figures. They would do like stop motion, and so I used to try that. I got kind of popular off of that for a short time. It's not on this channel that I have currently, but an older one, which I will not disclose. But anyway, it's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, so I found that. Then through a couple of YouTubers, I found like NBA 2K. Like I started playing the sports games. I found that also through YouTube, and I've really just been involved with the Call of Duty community since like very beginning, I want to say, of like, I can't really remember. It was like maybe Modern Warfare 2. Like the very beginning of Modern Warfare 2 is where I really got into the Call of Duty YouTube scene. I've always been involved with that in some form or fashion. Used to watch all the old shows, all the old YouTubers who are now, leagues beyond everything else. Really started on Call of Duty. That's where I got started. I've been making YouTube videos since like 2009, like 2010. And I just recently got into the esports scene fully. Like no one really knew who I was. And I saw a factor in Twitter, and I saw a factor in the esports scene that wasn't really met. And so I decided to do roster mania updates. I would have no idea where it would come today. I had no idea that I'd be at, close to 25,000 followers off of 6 months, like 7 or 8 months of only having the Twitter, and I'm already at that mark. But from just editing, people seem to like my personality, and YouTube has grown even today. I'm not like shouting out my numbers, but from 192 subscribers to 2,000 in like 3 months, like everyone's support has just been absolutely like insane, and I can't even say that enough. But always really just been there. Not till recently have I just got into it fully and said, you know what, I want to throw my hat into the ring and give my insights. So that's kind of like my road in some way was Lego stop motion videos. I know it sounds kind of sad, but true. Always has a spot in my heart. Lego stop motion. Boom.
Yeah. So you just wanted to have a voice, right? That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Like you were.
I watched it for that long and never really said anything about it, and then finally did.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. I like that. I mean, I guess goalie or kingdom. Goalie can go next.
Oh man.
Kingdom's wanting to fly.
Okay, so he's given me the sign of hurry up and
No,
goalie
swatting a
talk.
fly.
Yeah, Kingdom got me a at the time it was called an internship at a gamepedia.codpedia.com, I think was the site then. It wasn't even COD Esportspedia at the time. Oh man. And I kind of just grinded the hell out of it because I didn't want to go work at McDonald's. That was I didn't want to go find a real life job where I had to go somewhere else and work for someone that I didn't like and do a job that I didn't want to do for 8 hours a day.
Were you doing the STiKS, goalie?
We were kind of doing the STiKS. Yeah, we were doing the STiKS
how
on
did
and
I
off.
know-
It wasn't a live show. Well, we had done the. Oh man, do we really want to go back that far?
I'm just wondering. I know when the Codpedia thing came up, I remember
because
thought of your
we
name
started
immediately.
doing the STiKS back. We started doing the STiKS back at the beginning of Ghost,
Okay.
and then I kind of just forced it. Like I just kind of grinded and forced it out, and forced Kingdom and forced Esportspedia, and that's pretty much what I've done. I forced
just grinding out opportunities that you were given, and you're not really receiving much in the short term.
No,
it's
I haven't.
So what goalie didn't say though is that he was a competitive player like way before any of that.
Oh yeah.
As was I.
That's kind of how I met him. Was he was on teams and stuff like that, and I was gonna be like the what was
you were gonna be our coach. That was motivational.
I was gonna be the coach, but basically it was because they just wanted me to. That was when I was huge, and it was like they just wanted me to be motivational and be positive and all that. And I used to talk to the team about and that's how I met goalie. And then you produced something. I don't remember.
I made a montage. I made a tritage. You made a Taj that was good.
Let me see. And then I said, "Hey, I have this idea for a show," or Hex gave me the idea, and then I talked to goalie, and we are here today.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna see if I can find that really quick. That was a Black Ops 3.
Well, I watched it probably about 2 months ago. It's still there, but I think like the funny thing is, before I say mine, and I'm not gonna say everything because you guys can watch it on my Optic Fanboy video. I kind of tell my whole story, but I think the funny thing about like I forget a lot of the stuff that I kind of pushed some of the STiKS fan people into, but with goalie, I thought of his name. I gave his name to Mike, I think it was at the time, and then goalie just grinded, and then he just became like the guy doing it, and then it kept growing, and then I remember the day when he first told me they were going to pay him, and it's been an amazing journey to watch and to observe. And then that was when Hitch was on. That was Hitch was on UMG doing his videos once a week, his UMG updates, and when he used to show his little blonde curly locks and didn't wear a hat and wore nice shirts and dressed appropriately. He's changed since then, but that things have changed a lot. Oh, is this your Taj that you put on the? Yeah.
Man.
And so for me, I just started by playing. I got involved, and then for those of you guys that don't know, I'm a youth pastor, and I'm at a fairly large church, so I stand up in front of a lot of people and talk. Like, I just actually had to speak on Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there was like 400 or 500 people there. But I am a very comfortable public speaker, and I stand up in front of people and talk all the time, and people just said they liked listening to me talk about gaming. And then I quit YouTube because I was making like this is sad to think about me doing this, but I was making these videos called Pro Tips, and they were some of my most popular videos, was these Pro Tips I put out. And then it was called like Pro Tips from a non-pro player. And then I quit YouTube, and during the time that I quit, I had made a video before I quit about Nadeshot, and Nadeshot stopped by the video, started, and then that video blew up. It's now my most watched video. It's approaching 200,000 views. And I decided to come back, and when I came back, I made a Neslo COD profile. It was my first COD profile ever. People loved it. Neslo hit me up on Xbox, and I was like, wait. I was like, this is something unique. People like it. I was like, maybe I can do this. And so I just decided to start talking about competitive Call of Duty, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. And then I didn't just do roster change videos. I did roster change videos with an angle, like I would analyze and I would predict. And there was this season, and if anybody's been around since then you know, but there was a season where almost everything I predicted happened. It was ridiculous. It was like Parasite got dropped from whatever team, and I said in my video he's probably, or it was when JCap got dropped, or somebody got dropped from, I don't remember when it was, and I said they're probably gonna, I said if you guys want to ask me who they're gonna pick up, I was like Optic's probably gonna pick up Parasite, and it was like nobody thought that was gonna happen, but like the next day Parasite gets picked up by Optic. I mean, it was really strange. I just had this season where I would guess and it would be accurate, and so people just flooded to my videos. And then the blacklisted video, when Optic got blacklisted, Hex tweeted that video out. Nadeshot tweeted that he likes my content, and then it was over. From then on, I just kept going up, and now I'm like going down when it comes to my personal content. But what we've been able to do with the STiKS and where we're at right now, hopefully next week we'll have emotes for you guys, and we'll continue to do apparel and things like that. Finding Landon, Fox. I remember when we found Fox. And I look back at the 78 shows we've done. I guess this is 79, and when Tommy made the like montage, and I got to see like we've had a lot of pro players and coaches and people in this community on the STiKS, and if you count the STiKS EU, we've had a good number of EU people as well. But there's so many people in the community that we've had on here. It's utterly ridiculous, and so it's cool for me. Things have changed, but I'm happy with the people that we've picked up. I'm happy to have passionate people like Landon, like Fox, and like Hitch. It's unfortunate that Hitch he moved, so he has to work more hours, and so that means that he can't always be on the STiKS, which is unfortunate. But I love the grind that he's on over at Optic Intel and all the videos he's putting out, and he's just taking it in an opportunity that Hex gave him, and he's running with it. And so I'm happy with everybody that's on our team and everybody that we work with, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to
it. That's definitely really interesting. I mean, I thought that I assumed that most of us would have stories where we just looked for a free opportunity, like look for internship, whatever it may be. Like they just need someone to do something, and you happen to be able to do that and just jump over. Like Goldie said, he joined Gamepedia, and then he was doing your production and stuff like that. I expected everyone to have sort of a story that started out that way, where they just wanted to be a part of something, but you started your own opportunity and people noticed it. That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I mean, to be honest with you, that's just the kind of person I am. I've always been that type of dude, and I think that I only started my own because I built a strong enough YouTube brand. That's not a big thing anymore in our community. It's really about streaming. And how many streams can you get on, and can you get on the cast off, and can you get on ESR? There's a difference, but I grew a personal brand, and people noticed me because they were like, who is this dude that has 30,000 subscribers or 25,000 subscribers, and he's not a pro player, he's not a coach, he doesn't own a team, and people are watching his content. And it was when I knew I made it, to be honest with you guys, it wasn't when Nadeshot tweeted, even though that was a big deal. When I knew I made it was when I was in Classics chat, and they were playing 8s or something, and I was in Classics chat, and I think it was when he was on FaZe, and Theory was in the chat, like he was playing with Classic, and he's in his Skype call or whatever, and I was in the chat, and I was talking, and I was like, yeah, blah, 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 you should come on the show sometime. And Theory is like, and Classic was like, yeah, Kingdom's in my chat, and he was like, wait, Kingdom Soldier? And Theory was excited. Like, this dude was like, I love him. He's like, the video he just made this was when I made my video with, oh my gosh, I can't even remember his name. He's been out of the community for so long.
Tipsy?
Yeah. He's like, the video he made with Tipsy when he was sitting outside, he's like, that was so cool. He was on the side of, and I'm like, wait. I was like, pro players watch my content? And that was, that was when everything changed. That was honestly when everything just, and the fact that we've been on a stream with Merc, like, that's just cool. Like, it's just,
Right.
I mean, our community's awesome. You know, regardless of all the craziness and the hate that happens because of all the roster changes and all that, and team changes. Everybody's always welcome back. You know, that's what I appreciate about our community. We don't ban people for life.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, well, we got two more questions from Twitter. I'm gonna hop in with the next one, just make sure. Okay, the overlay's good. Coming in from DA Lefty actually makes me think of Lefty 643 from
Hey.
from PK. Thank you, man. Question is, can TK become a top 3 team with this roster change? And we're going to go with Kingdom because Kingdom might not even know who the roster is.
Kingdom knows.
I'm gonna say no. They've tried to become a top team with this roster before. I know that there's one difference, but this trio, I love watching them together. But if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Dylan not the greatest in this game? I mean, I know I just talked positively about him, but isn't he struggling in AW?
Sharp. I usually rely
No.
on him.
Dylan.
Oh,
Theory.
okay. Yeah,
Theory,
yeah.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
He started off slow in Advanced Warfare, then like a couple of events before they released him,
Oh yeah, sorry.
he was going off. Like he was leading. Him and Looney were like the leaders on TK. Then they released Looney. I mean, TK got rid of Looney. They got rid of Theory. And then Theory on Rise hasn't been very good. He's had like a 0.8, 0.9 KD.
Yeah.
When he was getting like top 5 KD. So he's been like kind of up and down. But like his highest streak is when they decided to let him go. So
Well, and that's
he's been
the
like
thing.
kind of streaky a little bit.
Neslo, in my opinion, is good. I think Neslo's gonna do a good job. Brandon, at the beginning of this game, Sharp was a beast. Like when this game first came out, everybody was like, "Oh, well, all right, Sharp, do your thing." Sharp was a monster. I just think it all is gonna hedge on. Is Sharp the captain or Nameless? Sharp's still the
Sharp's
captain.
the captain. Sure.
Okay, so I think it's going to depend on how Nameless plays with these two other guys. Nameless has a tendency that even when he almost laughs when his team is doing really bad, which fits TK. I've talked about this in the past. TK had this ability, old school TK with Gunjar and these 3 guys, where they would like think it was silly when they were getting just annihilated. They would laugh like, this is just hilarious. We're actually getting just trounced by Optic, And I think Nameless has that same sense of humor, and I think TK is not just going to be about winning. I think that content is important for them, and Nameless is under the, what do you want to call it, the Kozdoff boot camp for YouTube, and it's helped Sharp have a lot of success, and Nameless is on the same grind. He's on that YouTube grind, and so it'd be cool to see Dylan get on a YouTube grind, but I think this team will not be a top team, but they should qualify for playoffs.
I'm going to touch on what you just said about Nameless, his YouTube grind and everything like that, and I'm going to answer the question. Nameless and Sharp, like hearing them at events, they're always like, "Yo, did you get your video ready? Did you add that video for?" Like sometimes they edit each other's videos if the other person doesn't have time.
Yeah.
Like obviously that person will record it themselves, but like they work together on creating cool YouTube ideas, and obviously they're also competition should be first, of course. Playing for as well as you can, but they're able to balance all these other priorities so well. I think that does fit what TK is trying to do. So that's good. That's like you said, Nameless is under that Kozdoff boot camp right now. Him and Sharp are working very well together. Now, do I think there'll be a top 3 team with this roster? Like I said before, it's very early, and this can very, very easily be wrong. But right off the bat, I think you can predict. I'm sorry, I need a drink. But there's a couple of teams that I would put top 3 before them.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Optic, of course. After the performance we just saw out of Envy, I want to go with them. Denial and Elevate or FaZe could easily come before TK. So I don't know, man. We'll just have to see how the league goes. It could be a strong squad. It could very easily not be a strong squad. But we've seen this very similar roster perform before and hasn't done anything really too impressive.
Okay. The chat server is unavailable, Proputine, but you asked about when is the STiKS going to start doing live interviews at events. I'm going to probably go to the Worlds, and I probably will. My wife basically said she's not going to a gaming event with me again.
Really? Why?
Well, I didn't tell to. I did in my stupid long vlog, but during the last hour and 20, 30 minutes that I was at UMG Cali, my wife was watching the cheerleading competition that was in the same building. Like,
Huh.
it's just so awkward for her. She doesn't get why people go to, like, it doesn't make any sense. She always wonders why people watch us. Like, even if there was 12 people watching us right now, she'd be like, why would 12 people watch you guys talk about Call of Duty? Like, she doesn't understand. And so I explained it to her. I said, well, it's just like anything else. Like, people that watch America's Next Top Model, like, who the heck would want to sit and watch that on television? But
Yeah, or The View.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Or The View.
Or The Chew.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, Landon, really, man? Come on, bro. That's not cool. It's not cool.
Wait, I didn't even hear
the
what you
chew.
said.
Like, come on, don't diss the chew, man. Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
it's like, realistically for me, I will probably be going by myself. I'm pretty sure. And if I go by myself, I will get a lot of content. I will do interviews. The reason I didn't do a lot of that, even though I got to talk to a lot of pros and got to talk to Fox and Rick and Hex and Hitch and Merc and it's just like Brandon and whoever else. I didn't make content because I was with my wife a lot, and I didn't want her to feel all awkward while I'm like interviewing people.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Just
Yeah, I when I went to Niagara after like the Black Ops 3 thing happened, I was like asking the pro players like, what do you guys like? I've started to do that myself too. Like this is very easy. Like everybody wants some of these YouTubers don't. Some of these pro players don't use YouTubes or live stream. Like I should ask them their opinion on important things and put it into a video.
Yep.
So like when all that Black Ops 3 information leaked, I was like, I'm at Niagara. Why don't I ask Parasite, Proofy, and whoever else, what they think? Because people care. They just don't have YouTubes and they don't voice their opinions that often. So yeah, that's good to do. Make content at events. The best place to make content.
The best content from events right now is coming from Optic Intel.
Yeah,
they produce
agreed.
the best.
And Dexerto.
Deserto, hands down, in my opinion.
They've done great,
Deserto's been absolutely killing it every event.
When
including
did they start their grind?
They've been doing their grind since champs or pre-champs too. Like they're hitting EU events too. Like they're hitting all the major NA events and they're hitting EU events because they're based in Europe. Deserto's been destroying it. Intel's doing a good job, but yeah.
The thing about Intel is they don't have a Hitch hasn't been able to bring a team with him.
Yeah.
And that has been detrimental to the content that they've been able to produce. And like Hex, when he was on the show, he told us like he wanted to show how you could make content without having a team, but the point he had to, of course, concede to is that he's Hector. Like, who's gonna say no to Hector doing an interview of them? Like, what pro player is gonna be like, no? They'll ruin their chances of ever being on Optic Gaming, which no pro player wants to do. So he could be like, Octane, come on, let's talk. I mean, he has that kind of clout. Hitch doesn't have that kind of clout, people like him in the community, and so, but if he had a team, like if Hudson was with him and some other guys, I mean, I think they could produce even better content. But
Kingdom, I am just gonna say this: my parents own a photography studio, and we own a professional. Video camera. So if I can find a way to get that down to Worlds, the STiKS is grinding.
Hey, we should all be at Worlds. That should be the goal. The whole STiKS family.
I mean, that's my goal. Like,
Landon also takes photography classes.
Dude, can you guys give me I need a camera, dude. Look at what I'm using. Let me see if I can even find the piece of crap.
But yeah, that is one of
my friend's car.
That's one of the perks of having parents that own a photography studio. Is we have a lot of shit.
Nice, Landon.
That's pretty
okay,
cool, man.
the last question is gonna be coming in from I don't know why I took over questions from Twitter, but it's working. Last question's coming in from Big Pork Nation. Which of the new league teams, ISO, Orbit, Optic Nation, and Epsilon, which will perform the best in Season 3? So out of these,
I want to say, oh, that's so tough, man.
No, it's not.
I think that's tough, dude. Really?
I can call it. Want it to be my turn?
Okay, Kingdom.
Go for it.
Okay,
Let me hear
Kingdom.
you say it. You probably have a better.
No, I'm just gonna say Nation. This
Optic
is the one
fanboy.
time I've been confident in this team.
Because of
Seeing the
Mojo.
way they played this weekend, I don't think it's gonna stop. I honestly think that that they're having fun playing Call of Duty. That's if you can get there and you have the talent to win, you'll be successful. And so comparing them to the other 3 teams that we're talking about, I think they have a chance. So
okay, I can respect that. I think Moch is also a huge asset for them in hardpoint. That's definitely something they needed, I believe. So, I definitely trust the talent on the team now. That's good. Nothing against Killa, of course, but I think Moch is someone that they needed on the team. But Landon, what are your thoughts on this question here? What do you think the 4 teams that came from relegation? Who do you think is going to perform the best in the league?
To me, it comes down to like 2. I can kind of throw other teams in there. I think honestly, it'll be a team like either Orbit or Epsilon. I know Epsilon's not playing the best right now. I think they're down 0-2 against Rise.
Let's check on that.
Is that right, Gilly? Am I correct about that particular
I haven't had the
thing
stream up.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, but I really like Orbit's roster in a sense. I like that the leadership that they have. Like they have Burns, accuracy can go off at times. Happy's a Don. I just really like the Orbit roster. I think those guys can stick together. But to me, I thought Epsilon looks like a really good team. Royalty, a really good young Slayer. Swanee's kind of like that leader. Remy can go off, and as well as Nagafin. So to me, I like Owen a lot. Owen, to me, hasn't really made that much of a difference. I think that we're going to see them not near the same position. I think they'll qualify this season. But I think it'll be a team like Epsilon, even though they're not doing the best right now. So
yeah, the only team that Owen has a chance to lose to even this week, in my opinion, is Envy. I think they'll beat Rise, and I think they'll beat TK. And they have a chance to beat 3-0 at the end of the week. It just depends on how they play, but they've been playing good online, and so we'll see.
If this TK roster had more time, I think they could definitely put up a fight against Owen, but I think that you're right. I think that Owen's going to beat TK.
I just don't see Owen's a good team. They're don't get me wrong, they're a good team, but they barely beat Center. Not barely, but they barely made it to the Pro League again. They made it to the loser bracket, granted. Mm-hmm. They played Synergy. While they did 3-0 Synergy, I give it to them for that. But they haven't shown me something where I'm I can get behind that. They absolutely deserve, to be top team in the game. They haven't shown me anything where I'm oh my gosh, they have definitely improved. While Moch is a great player, Moch can do well online. He can do pretty well on lane as well. I'm not seeing that much difference to where it's that. Those guys are good. Those guys have proved to me that they have, they have props in some way. But I don't know. I like Owen. Don't get me wrong. I love the players on that team. I would love to see them all be successful. I just don't think that this team for right now in this particular game will work to be a top team in the league. I don't know. That's just my humble opinion. But
no, I totally. It's a respectable opinion. I can get on board with that. I mean, Owen just has a lot to prove with how far they've fallen recently. Not even recently, all throughout season 2. So hopefully they can prove us all wrong. Coming this season. But I guess is that all of our questions for Twitter? Or Goalie, do you have something you want to say about these teams here?
I would have, before the match that's going on right now, which is Rise versus Epsilon, and Rise is up 2-0 over Epsilon. I would have said Epsilon, personally. I don't see with how many roster changes that Burns has gone through on this game. I don't see Orbit doing that well. ISO. They'll be good. I think they'll be top 5-8. So I'm gonna say ON. Yeah, I'm gonna ride the bandwagon and say ON right now. But who knows how long that hype could last? Because they can have some pretty they've had some pretty tough times in the Pro League recently. So
yeah, for me, it's just so I feel like I could pick any of these guys and give a reason as to why I think they're gonna do the best, but. I don't know.
But you can also give a reason to why they won't do the best. So.
Yeah. I want to say Isolation, but I also want to say Owen. I want to say, dude, I don't know if you guys heard about the issue that they had in the tournament with Isolation, cheating.
I did hear
and
about
stuff.
that. Yeah.
There was an issue, and someone reported them the win, even though they lost in the tournament, and Dito kept trying to play it off like he won. He was just whatever. Instead of just being honest and saying, hey, this is a mistake, or, someone messed something up, he just played along with it and just kept saying, nope, we're still in the tournament, and tried to lie his way through it, and it upset a lot of the pro players, because that's the whole reason that Dito hasn't been on a pro team, is because the pro players just don't like his attitude and some of the stuff he does. But yeah, that's just a random tidbit about isolation that I'm surprised we didn't talk about today in the show. But yeah, man, I feel like Give Up was a good story for any of these guys that just came in from relegation. But we'll just have to see. You know, I want to see how they perform in their league matches.
Okay, fair enough.
Righto. I think we can go ahead and end the show. I know Kingdom's not here at the current point in time, but we can still give our outros. And if Kingdom comes back, he gives his outro. If he doesn't, well, you'll just see his chair. So I'm going to go ahead and have Goalie do his intro first. I'm going to throw it to Fox.
Intro. Damn. I got to
your
intro.
Your outro.
Start the show all over.
I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah.
Man, I don't want to do another 2 hours of this, man.
Just go for it, bro. Give me your outro.
Okay.
Tell them who you are and what you do.
Sup, guys? My name's Goalie. This has been fun. Check out COD ESP, or COD Esports PD and COD ESP Live. The team is doing some live coverage right now, which is awesome. The Gfinity Pro League, I didn't do any live coverage last Wednesday, and today I haven't done any live coverage so far. So let's see if we can keep that going, team. I love you guys. You're awesome. Let me just work on the wiki. I'll be live on my stream, twitch.tv/goalie with 2 E's, the same it's spelled below, later tonight, doing something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Maybe we should play Duck Game.
Down.
That might be a bad idea. Okay, Fox.
Personally down.
Foxy Poo.
Hey guys, I'm Fox. I'm a caster. I'm a live streamer here at MLG.tv/Fox. I'm also an avid YouTuber. If you want to support me at all, check out my Twitter right here. I'm always posting links to my YouTube channel, which is also the same username. If you want to check out my content, that would mean a lot to me. I've taken lots of different steps recently to improve my content, and I'm also going to be putting out more stuff from events now that I'm able to go to pretty much all of them as a caster. It's pretty cool. I'm able to put out a lot of different unique stuff. I'm part of the STiKS, one of my favorite things to do every week. I'm glad you guys had me on. Hope you enjoyed the show. And thanks for having me on, guys.
Indeed. Kingdom, you're muted, but I will go, and Kingdom will end it out. But I'm going to go and say he's still muted. Kingdom is still muted. Kingdom is still muted.
He is very muted, actually.
I think he realizes he's muted. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay. I don't know what he's doing. I don't think Kingdom realized. Okay. I was really confused.
I can hear you. So.
Well, I didn't know if you were like so loud you were talking over us. I don't know.
Your mic's a little loud, by the way.
What?
Yeah, the YouTube comments really like you. And then now Landon's muted his mic. GG, guys.
Wait, what was it?
All right.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
All right, my name is Kingdom Soldier. I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. Kingdom Wifey's on her way home. That's why I was running around making sure my house was looking straight. You know, I said earlier marriage is good, but you stay married by making sure your house is clean when your wife gets home. Just a heads up. This is your boy Kingdom Soldier. I'll see you guys next time on the STiKS.
Toodaloo.
That's crazy.
Landon Calrissian, can you go?
Oh, I didn't know if like that was the end of the show or if it was my turn. I'm sorry. I've been really tired the entire episode. I stayed up till like 3 in the morning last night.
Yeah, that was a mistake by all of us. Me and Landon played some. Wait. You weren't even a part of that Skype call. I was up until 4 or 5 a.m. last night playing Destiny.
That's the one up. I'm tired. You know what? I've been up for 7 weeks straight.
Good for you, Landon.
No, I'm just kidding. No, guys, it's been your dude, your bro, your pal, your man, your friend on the ally, something on the internet, something like that. I don't know. Shout out to sponsors I don't have yet. We'll be in contact soon. Land's possibly coming up. It's in my name, so I better go to one soon. Guys, thank you all for coming, streaming. It's been going great. YouTube just hit 2,000 subscribers, guys. See you guys later for another episode of the STiKS. Mondays at 6:30 Eastern Time. Wednesdays for the STiKS EU at some random time that's applicable for the Brits, and that's really about it.
Actually, we don't have an EU show this Wednesday. What was that?
So for the benefit of those with flash photography, I told you, get your camera. We have a brand new pose just for you. Hello, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
That's my cue to leave, guys. Good night.
Proudly brings to you its WWE.
Goodbye, everyone.